Imagine someone insults you, criticizes your work, or cuts you off in traffic. Your heart races, your face gets hot, anger rises in your chest. And in that moment, you have a choice that will determine the entire direction of your day, maybe even your life. What if I told you that the most powerful people in the world all share one secret skill? They've mastered the art of not reacting. Stay with me until the end because I'm going to share a technique that will change how you respond to every difficult situation you'll ever face. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back to English Ascent. I'm so grateful you're here with me today. Before we dive into this powerful lesson, if you find this content valuable, please hit that like button right now. It takes just 1 second, but it helps this message reach more people who need it. And if you're new here, welcome to our community. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a lesson. We're not just learning English here, we're learning how to live better, stronger, more peaceful lives. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's begin. Today, we're going to explore one of the most important skills you can ever develop, the power of not reacting. This isn't about being passive or weak. It's about being so strong, so centered, so in control of yourself that nothing and no one can shake your inner peace. This is emotional mastery. This is true power. Part 1. Understanding reaction versus response. Let me start by explaining the difference between reacting and responding. These two words might seem similar, but they represent completely different ways of handling life. When you react, you act automatically, without thinking. Someone says something hurtful, and immediately, without any pause, you say something hurtful back. Someone criticizes you, and instantly you defend yourself, make excuses, or attack them. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and immediately you honk your horn, shout, and feel angry for the next 20 minutes. This is reaction. It's automatic. It's unconscious. It's like a machine. Push this button, get that response. Every time, predictable, controllable by others. But when you respond, something different happens. There's a space, a pause, a moment of awareness between what happens to you and what you do about it. Someone says something hurtful, and you pause, you breathe, you think. Why are they saying this? Is this about me, or is this about their pain? How do I want to handle this? What response will I be proud of tomorrow? This is response. It's conscious, it's intentional, it's powerful. You are in control, not your emotions, not the other person, not the situation. You are the master of yourself. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus said something profound. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Actually, I would change one word in that quote. It's not how you react, it's how you respond. Part 2. Why we react. Before we can master not reacting, we need to understand why we react in the first place. Why is it so automatic? Why is it so hard to control? The answer lies in your brain. Deep inside your brain, there's a small part called the amygdala. Think of it as your brain's alarm system. Its job is to keep you safe. Thousands of years ago, when our ancestors lived in caves and faced real physical dangers, wild animals, hostile tribes, natural disasters, the amygdala was essential for survival. When danger appeared, the amygdala would trigger an instant reaction: fight, flight, or freeze. No thinking required. No time for thinking. If a tiger jumped out of the bushes, you didn't stop to analyze the situation. You ran or you fought. This automatic reaction saved lives. The problem is, we're not living in caves anymore. We're not facing tigers, but our brains haven't fully evolved to understand the difference between a real threat and a perceived threat. Your amygdala can't tell the difference between a tiger attacking you and your boss criticizing your work. Both trigger the same alarm. Both make your heart race, your muscles tense, your emotions explode. So when someone insults you, cuts you off in traffic, or posts something negative about you on social media, your ancient brain thinks you're being attacked. It triggers the same survival response, and you react automatically, emotionally, often in ways you'll regret later. This is why not reacting is so difficult. You're fighting against thousands of years of evolutionary programming. But here's the beautiful truth. You can rewire this. You can train yourself. You can become the person who stays calm when everyone else loses control. Part 3. The cost of reacting. Let me be very clear about something. When you react automatically to every provocation, you are giving away your power. You are letting other people control you. You are becoming a puppet, and they are pulling the strings. Think about this carefully. If someone can make you angry just by saying certain words, who has the power? They do. If someone can ruin your entire day with one comment, one email, one look, who is in control of your emotions? They are, not you. I've seen this destroy relationships. Two people who love each other, but they react to each other constantly. He says something without thinking, she reacts with anger, he reacts to her anger with more anger, she reacts with tears or cold silence, he reacts to that. Back and forth, like a tennis match where nobody wins. Both people feel hurt, misunderstood, exhausted. And all because neither one could pause, neither one could break the cycle of reaction. I've seen this destroy careers. Someone gives constructive criticism at work. Instead of listening and learning, the person reacts defensively. They argue, they make excuses, they blame others. Now they have a reputation for being difficult, for not accepting feedback, for not being coachable. Opportunities pass them by, promotions go to others, all because they couldn't control their immediate emotional reaction. I've seen this destroy peace of mind. People walking around angry, stressed, anxious, constantly reacting to the news, to social media, to what other people say and do. They give away their inner peace to everything and everyone around them. They're exhausted from being emotionally reactive all the time. They wonder why they feel so drained, so unhappy. The cost of reacting is enormous. It damages your relationships, your reputation, your career, your health, and your happiness. But the good news is, you can change this, starting today. Part 4. The power of the pause. Now let me share with you the single most powerful technique for mastering the art of not reacting. It's beautifully simple, but it requires practice. It's called the pause. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies your power and your freedom. This is where transformation happens. This is where you take back control. Here's how it works. When something triggers you, someone insults you, frustrates you, angers you, before you say anything, before you do anything, pause. Just pause. Take a deep breath. Count to 3 or 5 or 10 if you need to. In that pause, something magical happens. Your prefrontal cortex, the thinking, rational part of your brain, has time to come online. Your amygdala alarm starts to quiet down. You create space between the trigger and your response, and in that space, you can choose. You can ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will reacting make this better or worse? What's really going on here? Is this about me or is this about them? How do I want to handle this? What response will I be proud of later? Let me give you a real example. Imagine you're in a meeting at work. You present an idea and a colleague immediately criticizes it harshly in front of everyone. Your face gets hot, your heart pounds, you feel embarrassed, angry, defensive. In this moment, you have two choices. Choice 1, react. Immediately defend yourself. Maybe criticize their ideas. Make an excuse. Let everyone see your anger and hurt. Walk out of the meeting still fuming, replaying the moment over and over, unable to focus on anything else. Choice 2, pause. Take a breath, feel the anger, but don't act on it. Wait 3 seconds, then respond calmly. Thank you for your feedback. Can you be more specific about which part concerns you? Now you're in control. You're calm, professional, open to learning. You haven't given your power away. Which person would you rather be? Which person gets promoted? Which person people respect and trust? Let me share several practical techniques you can use immediately to master not reacting. Technique number 1, the breath. This is the simplest and most powerful tool you have. When you feel triggered, immediately focus on your breathing. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 counts. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural calming system. It's like pressing a reset button on your emotions. Technique number 2 is the reframe. When something bothers you, immediately ask yourself, is there another way to see this? Maybe the person who cut you off in traffic is rushing to the hospital. Maybe your colleague who criticized your idea is under enormous pressure and didn't mean it personally. Maybe your partner who snapped at you is exhausted and overwhelmed. You don't have to know if these things are true. Just considering other perspectives creates space and reduces your emotional reaction. Technique number 3 is the body scan. When you're triggered, anger and stress show up in your body first. Your jaw clenches, your shoulders tighten, your stomach knots, your hands form fists. By becoming aware of these physical reactions, you can catch yourself before you react outwardly. Notice your body, relax your jaw, drop your shoulders, unclench your fists. As you release physical tension, emotional intensity decreases. Technique number 4 is the reminder. Create a simple phrase you can say to yourself in triggering moments. Something like, "Not my circus, not my monkeys," or "This too shall pass," or "I choose peace over being right," or simply, "Pause." Having a go-to phrase gives your mind something to focus on instead of the trigger. Technique number 5 is the delay. If someone sends you an email or message that makes you angry, do not respond immediately. Save it as a draft, walk away, come back an hour or the next day. Read it again. You'll almost always change what you wrote. The intensity will have passed, and you'll be grateful you didn't send that first reactive version. Part 6. Not reacting in relationships. One of the most important places to practice not reacting is in your close relationships with your partner, your family, your close friends. These are the people we love most, yet somehow they can trigger us more than anyone else. Why is this? Because we have history with them, old wounds, unresolved issues, deep emotional connections, and often we're less careful with them than we are with strangers. We let our guard down, and when we're triggered, we say things we'd never say to a colleague or a stranger on the street. I want to share something that will transform your relationships. When someone you love says something that hurts you or makes you angry, pause and remember that hurt people hurt people. Their words usually say more about their pain, their fear, their stress than about you. Your partner snaps at you when they come home from work. They're not attacking you. They had a terrible day and they don't know how to process it. If you react with anger, you start a fight. If you pause and respond with curiosity, rough day? Do you want to talk about it? You might help them and strengthen your connection. Your teenager rolls their eyes and slams the door. They're not trying to disrespect you. They're overwhelmed with hormones, social pressure, and the challenge of figuring out who they are. If you react with anger and punishment, you push them away. If you pause and remember what it was like to be their age, you might respond with patience and understanding. Not reacting doesn't mean accepting disrespect or abuse. It means choosing your response consciously instead of reacting unconsciously. Sometimes the right response is to set a clear boundary. Sometimes it's to walk away. Sometimes it's to express your feelings calmly and clearly. But all of these are responses, not reactions. There's awareness, intention, and control. Part 8. The ripple effect of not reacting. Here's something beautiful. When you master not reacting, you don't just change yourself, you change everyone around you. Think about water. When you throw a stone into calm water, it creates ripples that spread out in all directions. Your emotional state works the same way. When you're calm and centered, that calm spreads to others. When you're reactive and chaotic, that chaos spreads too. I've seen this in families. One person learns to not react, and slowly the entire family dynamic shifts. Arguments decrease. Understanding increases. Everyone feels safer expressing themselves because they know they won't be met with an explosion. I've seen this in workplaces. One leader who stays calm under pressure creates a team that stays calm under pressure. One person who responds thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally sets a new standard for everyone. You become a model. People watch you. They see how you handle criticism without getting defensive. They see how you face challenges without panicking. They see how you deal with difficult people without losing your peace. And consciously or unconsciously, they start to do the same. This is leadership, not the kind that comes from a title or position, but the kind that comes from self-mastery. This is how you change the world, not by trying to control others, but by mastering yourself. Part 9. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. As you practice not reacting, you'll make some common mistakes. Let me help you avoid them. Mistake number 1. Suppressing your emotions. Not reacting doesn't mean pretending you don't feel anything. It doesn't mean stuffing your feelings down and pretending everything is fine. That's unhealthy, and it doesn't work. Instead, feel your emotions fully, but don't act on them immediately. Feel the anger, but don't speak from anger. Feel the hurt, but don't attack from hurt. Mistake number 2, being passive. Some people think not reacting means never standing up for yourself, never setting boundaries, never expressing your needs. That's not true. Not reacting means choosing your response consciously. Sometimes the right response is a firm, clear boundary. Sometimes it's saying, "That's not okay with me." But you say these things from a place of calm strength, not reactive emotion. Mistake number 3, expecting perfection. You will still react sometimes. You will still lose your temper, say things you regret, respond too quickly. That's normal. You're human, not a robot. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. Each time you pause instead of react, you strengthen that muscle. Each time you catch yourself mid-reaction and stop, you're growing. Mistake number 4, using not reacting as a weapon. Some people learn this skill and then use it to frustrate others. They stay calm specifically to make the other person feel like they're irrational. They withhold response to punish. This isn't true mastery. True mastery comes from compassion, from wanting peace for yourself and others. Part 10. Daily Practices for Mastery. Let me give you some daily practices that will help you master not reacting. Practice number 1. Morning meditation or mindfulness. Spend just 5 minutes each morning sitting quietly, focusing on your breath. This builds the awareness muscle you need to catch yourself before you react. Practice number 2. Evening reflection. Before bed, think back on your day. When did you react? When did you respond? What triggered you? What could you do differently next time? This isn't about judging yourself. It's about learning. Practice number 3, small annoyance training. Start with small things. Someone is slow in line. Your phone freezes. Your coffee spills. These tiny frustrations are perfect training grounds. Practice pausing, breathing, letting it go. Master these and bigger challenges become easier. Practice number 4, gratitude for triggers. This might sound strange, but be grateful for the people who trigger you. They're your teachers. They're showing you where you still need to grow, where you still give your power away. Thank them silently for the opportunity to practice. Practice number 5, visualization. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself staying calm in triggering situations. See yourself pausing, breathing, responding wisely. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real practice and mental practice. You're literally rewiring your neural pathways. Conclusion. My dear friends, the power of not reacting is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. It's freedom. Freedom from being controlled by your emotions. Freedom from being controlled by other people. Freedom from the exhausting cycle of drama and conflict. This doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, patience, and self-compassion. But I promise you, every moment you invest in this skill will pay dividends for the rest of your life. Imagine waking up tomorrow and knowing that no matter what happens, no matter who says what, no matter what challenges arise, you will remain calm, centered, and in control. That person exists inside you right now. You just need to practice bringing them forward. So I'll leave you with a challenge. For the next 7 days, commit to practicing the pause. Just 3 seconds, that's all. When something triggers you, count to 3 before you respond. Notice what happens. Notice how much more control you have. Notice how much more peaceful you feel. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this lesson helped you, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and leave a comment below. What's one situation where you're going to practice not reacting? I read every comment, and I'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to English Ascent if you haven't already. Turn on notifications so you never miss a lesson. We're building a community of people who are mastering themselves, improving their English, and creating better lives. Remember, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is your power. Use it wisely. Until next time, stay calm, stay strong, and stay in control.